13 songs, 58 minutes. This is a Mac Miller joint. He hasn't released an album since 2016, 2016, yeah, Divine Feminine. This is 13 songs, 58 minutes long, really similar to most like Mac Miller albums in size, I guess. But I haven't heard anything like Mac Miller in a while, so this was a bit of an interesting treat. What did you have to say about it? Because we almost talked about it before we went on.
Yeah,
podcast.
It's just nice to hear. We always talk about the genre hip hop and R&B. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, that's so broad. This is literally hip hop R&B.
Yeah.
Like, this album is that genre, if you can make it into one thing. And you do not hear that in 2018. All you hear in 2018 is trap. And stupid.
Slightly slower trap.
And
slightly slower trap is R&B.
Yes, exactly. And this is full R&B, finally.
Trap without the snare and the hi-hat riffing is just
and the whoo, whoo.
It'll still have the ad-libs and everything, but yeah.
Yeah, so this was kind of nice and refreshing because we haven't heard this in a minute. And overall, I genuinely like the album. I might have listened to Mac Miller before. I don't fucking remember what his other stuff sounds like. It's been a minute. Anyways, this is kind of standard R&B, so which I genuinely like. And so the whole album, I go, okay, I feel it.
Right.
There's no starfuck, nothing. Let's see.
Capital letters at the beginning of the words as God himself intended.
yeah, exactly. Starts off strong, come back to earth. I felt like the whole album was solid from top to bottom. It wasn't like no part really felt that weak to me, but it wasn't, nothing just really stood out to me.
Yeah.
Either. It was pretty standard, as I said earlier, standard R&B where it basically felt like you were climbing a hill that had a 5% gradient the whole time. So you're just like chilling. You're just like this. It wasn't like, holy dicks, so then go back down. It wasn't like this. It was just steady streaming. Like Ken, I want my numbers. You better stay steady on 2
metrics.
hours. Get the metrics. That's what this album was.
Shout out to Sean's racing coach who definitely listens to Audioface.
I really don't want Ken to listen to Audioface.
Please don't.
Please do not listen to Audioface. What do you do Sundays? Rest day. If you watch him put podcasts now on my fucking Training Peaks.
Watch him run after the podcast.
You talk too much, run, bitch.
So that what you kind of got to, that like there's not really an album you'll remember. Not really a song you'll remember in this album. That's kind of forgettable, I guess, is about how I felt with it. And this, you're reading ahead, so don't have too much fun. But here's how I listen to the album, and I usually equate albums in that same like kind of hill gradient kind of way of are we on a smooth ride or are we having ups and downs. The album was really mellow, I guess, compared to literally everything else reviewed this week and most of everything else that's come out this summer. It's that kind of rap that, because it's like blending hip hop and R&B, it's that kind that's a little more like emotional and personal and feels like it's got like feelings to it.
It's got emotion. And it didn't feel fake either. It wasn't that Drake, I have feelings, but I'm a fake Jamaican on one side and then I'm gonna make a 3-hour album on the other side bullshit.
Right. And he's been known to, like, totally forgotten that he had done I had purposely forgotten that he did a song with Lil B, but he also did a song with Little Dragon. And so like,
Little Dragon, okay.
Yeah, he's done a lot of experimenting and trying to find like a new way to really accentuate that voice that he has. But the thing is that even on an album with 13 songs, this ended up being the longest feeling album I listened to, YG notwithstanding.
YG, by the way, gets USS Akron 73 dead.
YG's the Hindenburg, dude. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Hindenburg only had 38. This one had fucking 73 killed. USS Akron. That's YG.
Shout out to LeBron. Jesus. But as around Ladders, I would say, or Small Worlds, which was song 8, I was like, I don't need to listen to any more of this album.
Yeah.
It just didn't really give you much more from there.
The album will be forgettable.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But it was kind of refreshing in its own way.
Yeah.
In the world of 2018. But in the world of 2018, you have to make something pretty damn spectacular to stand out because there's so much good shit out.
Yes and no. I mean, like, when you get into the realm of good, like, it's hard to get into the realm of good. And then, well, it's difficult in the sense that we're not coming across a lot of things that end up being mainstream. We have to like dig a little bit deeper below the mainstream.
Yeah.
There was no website saved from a couple of electronic artist websites that mention anything about Rez whatsoever.
No.
And like, I get that. Everyone's gonna feel like, oh, well, I have an artist that I really love that isn't mainstream, that didn't release an album, that released an album and no one covered it. And like that happens. And obviously we do it too, because there's more music that comes out than we can feasibly review. But that being said, it's harder to break through the mainstream with something good, and it's really easy to break through the mainstream with something safe and generic and bland.
Yes.
Once you get to that point where you've broken through the mainstream, which I believe Rez kind of has, and you get to the point where your music is good,
like the 1975 line, as I call it, where you make songs that are good for the general public, but you stay true to yourself.
Yeah.
Which is very fucking hard to do.
Yeah, and so once you transcend that, that's where the art comes in. Because then it's a battle of like, okay, now we're playing like the finals or like the playoffs.
Yeah.
These are the best of the best. You're no longer playing that, oh, it's doing something.
You're not playing the Arizona Coyotes, you're playing the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Right.
Sorry, Yotes fans, y'all suck.
I understand this sports reference.
He actually he low-key does. I made him watch a lot of Penguins hockey.
I know the Penguins are the better ones.
Damn fucking straight. Yotes are dead.
But Las Vegas forever.